What's up, y'all? It's your girl, DaVida Chanel, and it's September 1st, so you know what we about. We about to lock in. That's right. It's the great lock-in of 2025, and my only question is, are you ready? Are you locked in? Are you ready to lock in? Because your girl, DaVida Chanel, I'm locked in. I'm locked and ready. Because like everybody else on the internet, your girl is fascinated with the great lock-in of 2025. We locking in September through December. So here's the deal. The rules are simple. You make your own. You figure out areas in your life that you want to improve for the better, and then you lock in on your goals. Simple as that. You set the dates. So my challenge is actually going to be 111 days, starting September 1st and going through December 19th. I am locked in. Come on, great lock-in of 2025. Show me what you got. What it appears to be to me is that the key to a successful great lock-in is that it's all about you and your goals. What do you need to lock in on? Let me tell you about my specific situation when it comes to the great lock-in. In general, every year I like to do what's called a fourth quarter comeback, where I assess the score of the game. It's usually whatever the year is versus me. And the year is usually winning going into the fourth quarter. I feel like, I have to come back. I have to get myself hyped. So I usually do a fourth quarter comeback to, seal the deal and win the game by the end of the year. The thing is though, in 2025, I got to try something different because 2025 is a whole different beast. And so when I heard about the great lock-in, I was like, this is it. This is the one for your girl. So what are we doing? What are we locking in? My only frame of reference for a lock-in is back in the day, like churches in the area would have a lock-in, and you would go to the lock-in, you'd spend the night, and you'd, be involved in the spirit all the time. So the point and the purpose was when you left the lock-in, you'd be fortified and you could be on your spiritual journey a bit more equipped for the challenges. So I feel like the great lock-in of 2025 is perfect timing so I could be equipped for whatever the new thing is happening. Because let's be honest, the world is acting real brand new. So it's time for us to lock in. So for my approach to the great lock-in, I decided to create a curriculum. And no, I'm not gonna sell it. I'm just here to tell you all about it. So for me, what was super exciting about the great lock-in of 2025 was the timing. I am a lifelong student. Of course, I went to grade school, primary school, high school. I went to college. I went to law school. I was always in a summer program. I'm always signing up for coursework to, help me further my goals. So I know how to go to school. I know how to get a schedule and stick to it. And I know how to set up a parameter for learning. I also was a school teacher, so it comes very naturally to me to get into the back to school vibes and the back to school motivation. So that's the way I structured my great lock-in. So the subjects and the coursework that I'll be dealing with is number one, PE. That's right. PE was my least favorite subject growing up, but now I want to go for the gold star. I want to be a PE scholar. Seriously though, I do think that working out has been the best part of 2025 for me. It has made me more confident. I feel stronger in my body. I feel more flexible. And some of the pain that I started with in 2025 has subsided. And I definitely think it's the gym. Overall too, in addition to the physical, changes in my body, it has been so good for my mental health. Just to have a release, just to have a place to go it's me. I'm focused on just me. I'm only competition. I'm only in the gym to, beat myself. So we are going to stick with that. I'm going to definitely still go to the gym 5 days a week, working on my strength training and cardio and flexibility and all the things. I also want to get some more steps in. I have some step goals for the different months. In September, I'm gonna start at 7,500 and do increases until I'm at 10,000 by December. The walking is super important too for the mental health. In the middle of the work day, whenever I'm stressed out, I just get up and go for a quick walk, and that helps a lot. So PE, I'm focused, I'm locked in, my physical activity. To accompany PE, the next course I have signed up for in my own curriculum is diet and nutrition. I think to make to maximize the benefits of my workouts, I want to, take care of what I'm putting into my body. And we all know abs are made in the kitchen and not the gym. So I definitely want to focus on, healthier food options. Another thing about it is, I am getting older. I'm a woman of a certain age. So we have to be very mindful of getting the vitamins and nutrients we need. From my research, it appears that the Mediterranean diet is best for my needs right now. So that's what I'm going to be doing so that I can really lock in and focus on getting the things I need. I'm also going to have a very high focus on protein and fiber because, again, as a woman of a certain age, those are two key nutrients I have to be focused on. So my game plan is to continue with my meal prep. I'm generally really good at the weekly meal preps, but making sure that all the meals are like packed with the things I need. Again, I said I do the Mediterranean diet. I am going to give myself a little bit of flexibility by sticking to and adhering to an 80-20 diet. Usually when I do 80-20, I'm usually like 95% compliant versus if I say, oh no, I have to 100% do this, then I'm usually like 20% compliant. Something about telling my mind what I can't have, it doesn't really work for me. So again, that's another thing that was more appealing to me about the Great Lock-In than like the 75 Hard. I don't like things where it's like, you can't do this, you have to do this, it has to be this way. And the Great Lock-In just allowed for so much structure and thus my own personal curriculum. So I do think for me, the 80-20 is just the cushion I need to make sure that I'm meeting my goals. So 80-20 Mediterranean diet. Oh, and I intermittent fast on Monday through Friday. My window is 11:30 to 7:30, so 16:8. And then on the weekends, I'm just mindful of what I eat, but usually I give myself some leeway. It usually ends up still being the same window, but if I want to go to breakfast or if I have a meeting, something like that, I generally try to still stop eating around that 7:30, but I might start my day earlier. And again, just to give myself that like 80-20 vibe where it's not always all the same thing all the time. So yeah, diet and nutrition and fitness are my first two courses. The third one is a big one. 2025, I have made the most progress on my memoir. I have been working on this book for years. It seems like the entire decade of my 40s, but now that we're at crunch time, I feel like the book is coming together. So I want to use this Great Lock-In to really, really focus. I take a writing class. We start again next Sunday. So I am focused and ready for that. I'm going to do some public readings. I'm going to share my work. I'm going to submit to things. I'm going to tell people I'm a writer. Yeah, so writing 101 is happening. But what I want to do every day and what I'm using the Great Lock-In to help me lock in on is my writing schedule. So I have allotted 45 minutes every day, including Saturday and Sunday. No 80-20 here. We're going to be 100% all in because we're marching toward our self-imposed November 15th draft deadline. On November 15th, I will have a draft of my book that family and close friends will be reading and editing, and hopefully by the end of the year, I'll have their notes back and then I'll have this book. So I'm really, really excited about it. And so writing is the course that's the most structured, the most focused, and the farthest along. So I'm really excited about delving more into that during the Great Lock-In. So the Great Lock-In doesn't guarantee any like financial benefits, but your girl is about her bag and I got to get this money. So I definitely want to focus on my financial literacy, my financial education, and my financial just know-with-all. I want to go into the next era of my life feeling less concerned about like monetary concern. When I do get this bag the next time, I want to be so savvy with my finances that it can last for the duration. In this next era of my life, I want to have a whole lot less stress when it comes to money. I want to know where my money is. I want to know where it's coming from, and I want to know how to manage it. And I realize we're in a very specific time where money matters have been quite stressful for the majority of people, but I really just want to get a handle on that. And the way I'm going to approach this is by preparing myself, reading a lot of books, taking some courses. I am so grateful I got accepted into this really, really good cohort fellowship that hopefully will teach me more about finances. More on that to come. But yeah, I'm really excited to delve into my money and to make my money count. And when I am spending my dollars, making sure that the businesses that I'm supporting are businesses that align with my values. And I'm making sure that the things that I am purchasing not only serve me and my, immediate gratification, but they're serving a bigger purpose. I want to be just more together when it comes to my money. And I'm going to use the Great Lock-In to help with those goals. And last but not least, on my curriculum for the Great Lock-In of 2025, we got hair and skincare, because why are we doing all this if we gonna look crazy? I want all this glow up on my face. I want when people see me, they be like, damn girl, did you only glow up? Was your Great Lock-In about glowing up? I want to glow in the dark. I want it to be just like luminescent. That's what I am striving for. And so I am going to reach this by sticking to my hair and skincare routines. Like, my skincare has been a constant work in progress. I am so grateful to work with an esthetician who is super amazing and wonderful at Birds of Paradise. Monique is that chick, and she has given me so much information, so much education on how to care for my aging skin, and I want to continue with that process. So this means, more exfoliating at home with a actual cream that has the beads and I can feel it exfoliating. This is using more of my serums, leaning into the vitamin C for that glow, and leaning into the hyaluronic acid for additional exfoliation, and moisturizing, and wearing sunscreen, and wearing hats, and making sure I'm protecting my skin, and giving myself a little pampering with some weekly, bi-weekly face mask, and making sure I'm just absorbing all the essences. I also foresee some trips to the Korean day spa to scrub off all the old and to moisturize and nurture the new. So your girl's skin is about to be popping. I am super excited about that coursework. And then when it comes to hair, I am in the midst of a year-long protective style challenge right now. As you can tell, my hair is out because, you can't do braids back to back to back without letting your hair breathe. So I think for my next situation, I'm going to just rock my own 2-strand twist and get back into my, when it comes to hair, the thing I've been struggling with is because of this year-long protective style challenge, I'm in and out of braids. I've had a weave, which was also braids under the weave. So I need to make sure my hair is moisturized and taken care of. So now I'm on a bit of a break. My hair is out, as you can tell, but I got to get it back trained right. This is a day 2 wash and go. I'm not mad at it, but it just don't feel the same. So I got to make sure I get my moisture back up and stuff. So I think I'm going to go back to just an old school Sunday wash, deep condition, rock your 2-strand twist for the week, take them out. So like a 2-week hair care cycle. So that's something I'm really excited about, the Great Lock-In of 2025. I'm about to get this hair and skin together, honey. So thank you so much for tuning in to hear how I intend to use this Great Lock-In of 2025. I think the thing that is so cool about this, it allows you to choose your own adventure. How do you need to lock in? Only you know the answer to that. For me, I just know that it feels like now or never. It feels like tomorrow is not promised. It feels like I want to be focusing all of my time and energy on aligning and getting in touch with, what I want and who I want to be and how I want to show up in the world. I want to focus on all the good. I want to experience all the joy. And I want to just love my life. And I'm hoping, I'm optimistic, I am focused that this Great Lock-In of 2025 is not just a 111-day challenge. It's going to be a situation where my life actually changes. I'm leaned in, y'all. I am very much drinking the Kool-Aid of the Great Lock-In of 2025. I mean, what else, what other challenge is there where you could really focus for just months at a time on you in the midst of all that's going on? Some people will say like, oh my God, that's so self-centered. Why are you just worried about you? Because we got to get ourselves together. What's the thing on the airplane? You got to be able to put on your own mask before you try to help other people. So this is your opportunity to lock into you. So I'm locked in. My curriculum is ready. School is starting. Class bells are ringing. We are in it. So I can't wait to hear more about your lock-in, what you're locked into, how we can support each other in this community. And I can't wait to share more.